that defines your stage of evolution. So the guru that comes to you is a product of times and is a relevant person for your current state of evolution. So gurus work like a relay race in the overall scheme of things. Your current guru may not be your future guru. Your past guru may not be the present guru, if at all there is a guru. So, like people run, right? The running race is there, one baton is handed over from person to person. Who does this? Guru Parampara does this. There's something called Guru Parampara that does not have consciousness, that does not have, I used the wrong word, it is full of consciousness, that does not belong to a religion, caste, or humanity. It is the Guru Parampara for the creation, for guidance. So depending on the state of evolution, one person will come, teach you that particular piece of lesson, take you to the next stage, and then the next person would come. That's how it works. And that also defines what goals you will set for yourself. If you are not able to set any goals, again surrender and say, I want to set a goal. In the next 1 week, tell me what goal I should set. He will speak from inside. And whatever is the dominating thought, follow it. There will be 100,000 thoughts that will come. Whatever is dominating, it will stand out for you. That thought you pick up, again go to Baba and say, I think you have given this to me. I want to follow through with this. Give me guidance now. If you did not give this to me, then you make me understand that you didn't give it to me and it's my own mind that is playing games with me.
That becomes really hard to really differentiate if that is intellect talking or the consciousness telling.
Giving you a... yeah, I mean, if you're able to silence the mind, I think the distinction becomes easy. But there's one technique to utilize here. One is, after you silence the mind with any way, music is also helpful. If you ask a question, there are two answers that will come to you. First answer is your mind speaking, second answer is God speaking. Typically, that's the sequence. First answer is typically selfish in nature, second answer is correct. First and second answers could be in sync or opposites. Typically, it's the second answer, that's the conscience speaking, and in this case, Baba speaking. After you silence the mind. Over a period of time, if you are in the middle of traffic, also, you will be able to very clearly distinguish what is your mind speaking and what is the God speaking. It's possible.
Speaking about surrender and the sankalpa, the sankalpa which occurs to me is truthfulness. Truthfulness in my surrender.
Truthfulness?
In the surrender. So that has to come out.
Oh yeah. It has to be understood because we can cheat somebody outside, but we can't cheat ourselves. Right? That truthfulness, that honesty, that we're actually surrendering. So, does Guru test or not? This is one thing that we should discuss at this time. What is the test that he does? Does he put us in difficulties and see the metal? Or what does he test at all? Any thoughts around this? While I take a sip of water.
I think his main test is whether we have faith. How long can we keep on thinking about
faith is not something that we can cultivate. We can cultivate only trust.
This is whether we are truth.
Whether we are truthful or not. The only thing that a guru tests is patience, sabr. Nothing else he tests because he knows that we'll fail in every test. He clearly knows we'll fail. But why does he test patience? Because that's the path to surrender. And after you surrender, there is no test. Testing of patience also ceases after you surrender. There's no further test to somebody who has surrendered. And surrender is not a destination, it's a journey. Which means every day we have to surrender. It's not a milestone to reach and say, now I have fully surrendered. It would never happen. Till you are in a body, you need to be cautious that my mind may be playing some games. I want to keep surrendering. So, looking at the feet of Baba and praying to him with humility and confidence will take us towards surrender.
In context of surrenderance, when you're explaining surrenderance, you only explain 50%. The other 50% may not make sense. You said the surrenderance, the first 50% is leaving the result, putting in the effort and leaving the results to him.
I was hoping you will not remember all this. Initially, we think that we put our effort and the result is in God's hand. That itself takes a lifetime to get to. Because typically, we fail at a certain stage. Once, twice, thrice, 10 times we fail. Failing means the desired outcome is not coming. Then we say, no, there's something wrong either in Baba or me. Or in the process of surrender, or somebody who's spoken, something is wrong. Because I can't be so wrong each time. So that itself is a long-drawn process for many people. Second aspect of surrender is that one day we will realize that even the effort is not in our hands.
Yeah,
Effort.
absolutely.
Right now we are trying to surrender the result of our effort. But eventually we'll understand that even effort has to be surrendered. But it is sequential in nature. Once we have surrendered the result of our action, we should think about surrendering the effort. For example, we take a decision that this is what I want to do, and once I do this for a week, I get this as an outcome. We put that 100% effort and all that, and then there's a result that comes. If it doesn't come according to our expectation, we say, okay, it is surrender. It's the final judgment of my desire is Baba's, and hence I accept it graciously as a blessing from Baba. That though I've put in effort, the result did not come in my favor. I accept as his decision. Second is in terms of doing the effort and sustaining the effort, we are somewhere taking the ownership of action in our hands, the doership. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna talks about owning an action versus doing it as a matter of duty with full efficiency and love. It's very difficult. It's like walking on the knife or a tightrope walk, walking on eggshells actually. You have to do your duty with affection, love, without taking the ownership of doership also. That is difficult. Then we are talking about role playing without being an actor. Right? At home, we are a family member. Outside, we are a citizen. With friends, we are friends. With somebody, there's a certain relationship with each person. So each time you are with that person, you have to play that role, basically meeting expectations of that person to the extent possible. That context switching is very difficult. You know, at home we are professionals, at office we are family members. That's difficult. So that's the second part of surrender. But as I said, if we are able to surrender the result of our effort, that itself will take us very, very close to it.
So, just in context of prayer, right, talking about the dynamic aspect, because that's where all the materialistic things get fulfilled for the mind of people. I know a friend who still prays to Baba, and the friend is not seeing the result of the dynamic nature. Like, though the person is sincere and praying and whatnot, why is that sometimes they say that, okay, this prayer, though I'm praying for it, a dynamic aspect is not sure. Right? Though he had sincere prayers, sincere surrender, saying, you know, what is happening, but they don't see that dynamic aspect come out with certain gurus or certain personal thoughts. Right? Why is that?
Like I said, there are those 3 steps, right? First, Guru checks whether he is accepting the current situation as his own past karma or not. Second, does he have a regret and guilt that he shouldn't have done this? If he didn't do that, he wouldn't have suffered today. Third, is he telling himself and me that he will not repeat that? When any of this is a no, then the result will not come. That doesn't mean that the prayer is not heard. It is taken, kept as a reserve for a future ask. For this particular piece, he may not give anything, but he will give something else. There is an equal and opposite commensurate of every prayer that comes. opposite in the sense give back. It's always there. And sometimes he doesn't answer in our own favor because we don't know what we are asking is good for us or not. We will say that I want citizenship of this country, just as an example. Maybe it is not good for us. So he'll make sure that it is rejected. But we have asked for citizenship. It's not coming. So we are questioning Baba that he's not giving it to us. It's in your own favor because if you continue to live here, maybe the following day or the following week you could have met with an accident in 290 or something. We don't know this. So this needs to be trusted that he's hearing me, and final decision of my ask is his. And whatever he gives, I'll take this as his prasad. If this attitude is cultivated, we are in safe hands.
How do you silence the mind?
Okay. What is mind? I think, and we can talk about that now. So we have these gross senses, 5 senses that we have. And behind, first is we have sense organs, right? And then we have, Aarti made a nice chart of this the other day. So we have these senses, sense organs. Behind that we have gross senses, eyes and the sight. And then there is a subtle sense right behind the gross sense, which means anybody who is blind can also see things. That's an aspect of subtle sense. So each of the 5 senses have a subtle perception also. Behind these subtle senses is something called mind. What is mind? Mind, can it exist by itself? No, it cannot. Like ego, mind also cannot exist by itself. It needs a certain foundation. And the foundation of mind is the sensory perceptions. Okay? So all the sensory perceptions of gross senses and subtle senses together is called mind. It's a sequential layer. Try to imagine that. I don't have a board here. But behind mind, what is that? There is something called a buddhi. Buddhi or intellect or wisdom or whatever. Behind, so what I defined what buddhi is. If I'm able to distinguish between one object and the other object at a very rudimentary level, that is buddhi. Basically, it's about storing information and retrieving it and using it to our benefit. That is buddhi.
Students are ready to talk.
Arishet Vargas, okay, you took it from her. Okay, behind buddhi is an act of Arishet Vargas, which is the Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Matsya. We don't need to remember all this, but at a high level. Behind Arishet Vargas, there's something called a samskara. We define what a samskara is. Samskara is any latent tendency that is within us, which will provoke us to do something or stop us from doing something. Behind samskara, there's something called chitta or consciousness. Loosely it's used as consciousness, but consciousness is not the correct meaning of chitta. Consciousness is awareness, but chitta is much more than awareness. Behind chitta or consciousness is ego. So when you say ego, that is where it is. It's so deep inside. What is that ego? It's not the first ego or false ego that I have more mind than you. No, not that. Asmita, my existence. I am the body. I exist. My name is this. When I say those words, who is saying this? Ego is saying this. It's good ego, like good cholesterol. Behind ego is Jivatma. What is Jivatma? Combination of matter, which is body, intellect, which is buddhi, and Jiva, soul. It is Jivatma. It is inside us. Inside Jivatma is the witness principle of God in the heart center. This is the sequence. Mind. How do we silence the mind? So, mind, what is mind is? It's a collection of various sensory perceptions. So there's nothing to silence it. What you need to silence is buddhi. So each time, for example, if I'm seeing something, I don't need to be drawn towards it. My sensory perceptions of eyes and vision and sight needs to work properly. But I don't need to think about the next action. I want to drink water. that I'm seeing the bottle, but drinking, the want to drink the water is an aspect of buddhi. How is that getting triggered? Through samskara.
Is it not through thought that you are
No.
monitoring?
So, what is a thought? Thought is a combination of chitta vritti in buddhi. If buddhi is silenced, if mind doesn't go after what it sees too much, and that is called silencing.
What is dreams? Dreams will find Baba, God is there, and you will find how to.
Right. So, what is the question?
And what about, I'm sorry.
We see Baba in dreams. That's good. I didn't get the question. What is dreams?
Is there a
That the
question?
Uncle Bimal,
Dream, in a dream, we'll find out Baba is seeing the Baba and all what aspect is in it.
That is the result of your prayer. You prayed intensely. Since we are weak to see him physically, he comes in dream. So, dream has several aspects. It could be a message for the future, it could be a desire fulfillment of the past, it could be a message that is subtly conveying something. Various combinations of dreams are there. And some are random dreams. Any dominating thought during the day you have, it comes as a dream. Right? So, again, wisdom has to be used as to think that. So, experience of God, where does it happen? Does it happen in the mind or consciousness? The true experience of God happens only in the consciousness. Any spiritual experience happens in the consciousness only. So, if I'm in front of Baba, if I'm imagining him, if I closed my eyes, I can imagine Baba, I can feel that Baba is in front of me or in me or outside me and everywhere. As long as I'm saying I am experiencing this, I'm saying that Sridhar is experiencing this, which means I'm talking out of body consciousness, which means it is not a true experience. It is also a good experience, but it is not a true experience. The true experience of godliness happens in consciousness. When you lose body consciousness, when you're not aware of who you are, when you're not aware of your gender, when you're not aware of the surroundings, then when you experience God, that is the real experience, that is the true experience of God. So when God comes, your ego, which means your body identification, in Telugu it's called Dehatmana. When that closes, then there is a true experience of God. So this is a sequence. All these layers are there. So through pranayama, what we are trying to do is we are subduing the samskaras which are motivating us to do something or not to do something. And through free will, through buddhi, we are attempting to do what is right to be done, whether it is in my favor or not. That is called dharma. So pranayama, dhyana, namasmarana, all these things are helping us to chitta vritti nirodham. That's the word that you may have heard several times. That's what happens. Since we are deep into yoga, any questions? Yoga is like three kinds. Yogasana is part of it. But a true yoga can be done by anybody who cannot sit straight for a long time also. Because the meaning of yoga is the individual consciousness merging into the universal consciousness. I have to use jargon, I don't have a choice. There's no other closest substitute for this. Merging of individual ego with the universal ego. Merging of individual prana with the universal prana. This is called yoga. This can be done at any age, by anybody, regardless of the fitness levels. Yogasanas help. But yoga, again, 60 to 70% is attitudinal, mental. Remaining is sadhana, pranayama, sitting and facing north and all those things. So any kind of, I think you mentioned, is there a way to shut down the samskaras? Any pranayama that you take, so pranayama. So pranayama is basically you are exercising the panchapranas in the body. There are panchapranas, right? Anyone? So when Baba Aarti goes on, what what are they offering? We all should know that. Pradhana prana, the one who misses is pradhana. So when they don't say pradhana, they say prana. Pranas. So pradhana prana, udana prana, samana prana, vyana prana, and what's that? Any 5 pranas.
What is it in English?
This is English. S-A-M-A-N-A is samana. Somebody must have figured out, but I mean, half a day is not sufficient to actually go deep into that yoga. But these Panch Pranas are the life force that govern an individual to be alive. Breathing is a way to control these Panch Pranas and regulate them. Breathing that we do even when we are talking or sleeping is not pranayama. Pranayama has to be done by the Jivatma who is inside us, without the aid of mouth or nostrils. That is the real yoga. It is possible. So there is some Jivatma fellow here inside, and he has to breathe, and he has to regulate the Pancha Pranas. Because imagine somebody with 5 legs or 5 hands and tied to a jiva inside. So these 5 things are Pancha Pranas that are holding the Jivatma together. And death occurs when the Pancha Pranas let go of the Jivatma and it leaves the body. So this is the process of death. We should not talk too much about it, but that's how it works.
It's an interesting topic.
That's it. Garuda Purana.
Yes.
So through pranayama, you are trying to regulate the Pancha Pranas, which in turn regulates the mind, keeps the mind silent. It gives back the lost health that we have disturbed. It reduces the karmic impact on us. So because of some karma, if you're supposed to meet with an accident, if you do sit and do pranayama, that is taken care. So the karma phala, yeah, that is pranayama, but we need to know how to do it correctly. There is a certain rhythm in there. So that's the inside story of Pancha Pranas. I don't know, why did we come there? I think somebody asked a question about mind and we went into Pancha Pranas.
So imagining God. That was where it started.
Okay. Yeah.
No, the silence of
No,
mind.
to control.
Yeah, how do you silence the mind? So you don't need to silence the mind, because if you silence the mind, that is called death. Right? So what you need to silence is the buddhi that is associated with the mind, which gets drawn. We call it the monkey mind, and all those philosophies are there, right? So mind is not a monkey. It is supposed to behave in a certain way. But buddhi that is following mind should be silenced. So we may hear a bomb blast next to us, but chanchala. Yeah. So the buddhi does not need to panic because of a bomb blast. That needs to be subdued, and it can be done through namasmarana or dhyana with prana.
If you do every day Lalita Shastram and Vishnu Shastram is good enough, huh?
For
Lalita
that
Shastram
depends
and
on your sankalpa.
chanting every day.
It has some impact. It has a result, definitely. All of this has an impact. But is it relevant to you is the question. Yoga is very good, but is it relevant to us is the question. Do I need to know all these things and, through Sushumna Nadi, do I need to take my Jivatma into those chakras? No, I can just do my Namasmarana and be done with it. Parakaya Prameshan, Baba did that, right? He left his physical body, went to some place in Bengal and came back after 3 days. Yeah, like 3 o'clock or something he came. He can do that. We don't need to mimic him. He did Khanda Yoga. Don't ask me why. But he was able to take the limbs off him and put them around. So what happens to the prana at that time? They're equally distributed in each of the limbs. That's a very advanced.
His Jivatma was still there.
His Jivatma was still alive in one place. So when Parakaya Pravesam, out-of-body experiences happen, when the Jivatma has to go out of the body into somebody else or some other space, that Baba did. He disassociated the Jivatma with the Panchapranas and left for some time and came back. And there is a time limit for it. He has to come back within that time. If he doesn't, then the pranas exhaust. So association of Panchapranas with Jivatma keeps the body alive. When there is a disassociation, it's death. But through yoga, you can disassociate and still be alive. That's what Baba did. So Baba did not advocate any specific path to anybody who is to come. He said, read Vishnu Sahasranam, read Gita, or do dhyana and all. Because he said that because each path for each of us varies. It's not the same path for all. Depending on the design that we carry, prarabdha that we have, depending on the intellect level and the maturity of the jivatma that we have, a path is given. Unique path to each person is given. There are certain standards like do pranayama, do yoga, do namasmarana, visit temple. All that is common for all of us. But the real sadhana is unique to each person depending on his or her design. And only a Sadguru can give it.
So if you by experience, you go and experience others and then you pick what.
No, that's the route we should not take. Because our neighbor is doing this, we should not do that. We should do it after having given by a Sadguru. And how do we get that? Like you said, you go meet Baba and say, I need a path. This is my sankalpa. First of all, you validate that this is the right sankalpa. Then you give me a path and assure me that you are the one who is giving it to me. I'll sit and practice. I can only sit after that you practice. All these things we can attribute. So it's an individual design need. Not all need to do everything. Somebody had met the other day and said, leaving the body and coming in is a great yogic secret. Can I learn that? No, you don't need to learn that. It is a great thing, but is it relevant to you is the question. To your maturity, to your design, is it relevant? It may not be.
So, some families are blessed with vibhuti in their homes, and some families are not.
They are blessed without the vibhuti. So blessing doesn't need to be qualified as vibhuti. Blessing is a blessing. It can come normally in a courier also. It doesn't need to manifest. It doesn't need to materialize.
So the manifestation is in a different plane. So in our life, we are seeing one life.
So
in that there is another plane.
Right. So it's very simple. Manifestations, there's no creation that happens. After Brahma created, the universe is in a steady state. There's no creation for them. What is happening is movement. When vibhuti, if you put a hand like this and there's vibhuti coming, you're actually transferring it from point A to point B. So sitting here, you can take your consciousness to Kailash, pick up some vibhuti there and give it to you. It is possible. There are yogis who can do that. So there's no creation, it's only a movement. Some people, what they do is put a lot of malas and vibhutis in a cupboard, like this here, and through yoga, a person can transfer that from there to your hands. So you feel that it's being created there. It's not creation, it is transfer. That's just a siddhi of no use. I can just walk there and take the mala.
Transfer means how the media is, from there it will come out and transfer it.
It is possible. So logically speaking, there are ways, but is it relevant for us is the question. Okay, I'll try to quickly explain. So if the person vanishes from here to there, what I need to do is, I have a body consciousness right now. I need to become space conscious. If I am 99% space conscious, my body will dematerialize from me. With 1% body consciousness, using space, I need to travel there. After reaching that space point, I have to become 100% body conscious. Then it will materialize. Then I can create the body again there. And that process maybe just takes few seconds, but the practice takes few centuries. And it's of no use. It is called ignorance at a large scale.
It's one of the Ashtasiddhis.
Sounds
So all
English.
Babas are very
Yeah, it's for yogis. I mean, for a certain reason they do it. But for commoners like us, if we have His grace, that's good enough.
Spiritual